We come to lesson 12, and this is the present middle passive indicative. So far, we've looked at active voice, which expresses the idea that the subject is the doer of the action. Now we're going to introduce middle passive, and middle passive will change kind of the direction of the verb and the subject. For example, in the passive voice, like in English, in the passive voice, the subject is receiving the action of the verb. The middle voice, though, shows the subject as acting in his or her own interest in such a way as to participate in the results of the action of the verb. And once again, context is going to tell us, because the middle and the passive are going to both share. Middle, passive are going to share the same endings. Okay, so endings are not going to tell you, but once again, context is going to be king here. Now, when we translate, we will translate by inserting a be verb. It most likely will be how you will translate it. For example, I am loosing would be a form of that. Okay, so here's present, middle, passive, indicative. We have our singular, plural endings. These are going to be the endings for each of them with a omicron or an epsilon connector here, as you see in luo. We have luamai, lue, which I'll come back to, luatai, luamatha, lueste, luanta. Now, how come this is different than this? It appears that the sigma has dropped and the diphthong has lengthened. But you will see, you can see it either way there. I just want to make you aware of that. Okay, so middle passive. Now, once again, their forms are identical. You won't be able to. The middle and the passive both share those same endings. Now, with the passive, the subject is being acted upon. The verb is doing the action, is acting upon the subject. Whereas in the middle can have, there's multiple uses for the middle. There's the reflexive middle, and this refers to the result of the action of the verb directly to the subject. Like, for example, Judas hanged himself. You can hear the reflexive pronoun there. You use the himself in the translation with the middle, himself or herself. You can also use the middle with it as an intensive. And here it emphasizes the agent as producing the action rather than participating in the results. So the subject produces the action, but yet does not participate in it. He himself secured eternal redemption. Christ participated in the securing of redemption, but he himself he produced that, but he did not participate. He does not need to be redeemed. And then the reciprocal middle uses the plural subject engaged in an interchange of action. And so in John 9:22, the Jews were agreeing with one another, and so there's this this idea of an interchange. So the middle has there's some flexibility there. You also, with the passive voice, we're going to find that there is agency. Our text shows us how the Greek expresses agency in some various ways. You have where it's the direct agent. It is by whom an action is performed. We hear for example, the sinners are being saved by God. So you can hear that direct agent. The intermediate agent, it's through whom the original agent acts, and usually it's expressed by the dia and the genitive. The sinners are being saved by the apostle. And then one other use is the impersonal agency, and it's expressed by the dative case. The sinners are being saved by the word of the Lord. But you can hear that the sinners are being acted upon by something else. Let's try one of these out. Didaskata, he aletheia, diatone, huion, tone, mathetone. Find our verbs. And so I have an etai ending. So here is a verb from didasko. And so this is third person singular from didasko. So this would be he teaches. Okay. He, she, or it. Let's see if I have a named nominative subject. I do. I have an eta and aletheia. So this is the truth. The truth is being taught. So this is we could, if I got to figure out if it's middle passive. Passive would be the truth is being taught. If it was middle, it would be the truth, since this is feminine, the truth herself is being taught. I think it's going to be passive. So the truth is being taught. I have dia in the genitive here, so this is by. The truth is being taught by whom? I have tone huion, tone mathetain. The sons of the disciples. By the sons of the disciples. The truth is being taught by the sons of the disciples. Or, translated another way, the truth is being taught by the disciples' sons. Either way, since this is genitive expressing possession. Very simple. There is no connector. I just have the etai ending. This is middle, passive, indicative. Now you've learned. We have several verb tenses that we know. Practice on 5, 6, and 7, and we will discuss those in class.